Hi guys, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I'm so excited to share with you my journey on how and why I decided to quit my job and pursue content creation and influencing full time. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I can't wait to share more fashion, vlog, and influencer tip content with you all. And also I'm posting every single day to TikTok and Instagram. So to get started with my journey on Instagram, I actually started in January of 2019. I know I've posted this on my stories before, but this was kind of like the iconic moment for me. I went to coffee to hang out with my dad and I was wearing this PFG turtleneck sweater and I wanted to hang out with him, but then I was like, hey, you know what? Can you try to get a picture of me? That was basically when this whole influencer idea came to life. So that was my moment where I knew that me and my dad could continue to get this content, post consistently, and we could make my platform grow basically. At the time I was following a few influencers. I had recently followed the Sabotage Girls. So that's Emma, Neetsan, and Sophie. They're all Canadian content creators, and I was super obsessed with their fashion sense and also this bond that they met each other through Instagram, but they were all like the absolute best friends. And for me, I didn't really have that like really close friend group, those girls that I could have the sleepovers with or anything like that. So it was kind of like an all over like, this is what I want for myself and I'm going to grow it for myself. So through the next 6 months of January 2019 into getting into summer, I continued to post 3 to 5 times a week on Instagram. I was growing my community slowly but surely, and I just kind of felt like, you know, I was doing the right things. It took a long time for me to kind of get my aesthetic right, to learn what kind of content I wanted to post and to kind of get my groove. But no matter what, I always knew that I had this feeling like this was the right path for me, and I just kept up with persisting that I got the content, posted the content, and was always trying to engage with my community. So in the beginning I was working at this local clothing store, and on the side I was also working at Dairy Queen, which we all know I started Dairy Queen a decade ago, and I've been very on and off there, but for the most part of those last 10 years I've been employed with Dairy Queen. It's fine. I'm fine. We're all fine. But my main job at this point was working at a clothing store, and so that meant I was always going to be around fashion and clothes and new styles. And I ended up pitching to the store that I wanted to start creating content for their Instagram account, and it was super cool because they would give me one of my shifts a week where I could actually take out 5 outfits and go shoot in the outfits and email them back the photos so that they could post it to their social media. And that was kind of like the first collaboration that I got. Much fun doing that. And then I also got to cross post any of the photos that I liked on my own personal account, so it was a really good way to start getting content and growing my Instagram. Fortunately, the store I was working at wasn't willing to pay me any extra for that content creation for their own personal marketing, so I ended up stopping doing that. But I did have a few weeks where that was some really great experience for me to kind of build a portfolio, if you will, and know that I am capable of creating content for brand usage. Fast forward to August, I ended up quitting my job in retail and deciding that I was going to go back to school to study my second year of business marketing. I figured that this was a really good step for me to do some online schooling and take out a student loan to support myself on. And that also meant for me that I could make my own schedule so that I could still be creating content and being online as much as I could while also being supported as a student. And I swear, as soon as I quit, 2 weeks later, I already got my first paid collaboration, and I was so excited. Like, you guys have no idea. I was in the car with my whole family. We were starting this road trip to Montreal and back, And I was literally like reading out this message to my whole family being like, they want to pay me. We're going to work together. I already have my first collaboration and I can start it as soon as we're back from the road trip. So this honestly felt really good to me. It definitely pushed me to believing that I was on the right path and that by doing what I was doing, I was making the right decisions. So then I get back from the road trip, obviously, I film this YouTube video, make the Instagram post, and I get paid. And I was literally so excited, and that was basically what started this onset of me reaching out to brands to collaborate, having brands reach out to me to collaborate, and it all just started coming together from there. I was so excited, so I continued doing my studies. I actually went back to work at Dairy Queen. To be honest, they only asked me to come back to work for 2 weeks so that I could cover somebody's time off, and 2 weeks turned into until now basically, so love that for me. Then fast forward to early spring of 2020. Obviously this was a really hard time for a lot of people. The pandemic just kind of hit and a lot of people were put out and didn't know what to do, and it was a very uncertain time. I had a period of time here where I didn't work for a couple of months, and during that time I had a record amount of brand deals, a record amount of growth on my Instagram account. I was still a student, but I was putting every minute of my time possible to my Instagram when I wasn't studying or working on assignments. That was kind of the moment where I realized that if I could keep growing like this, I could be quitting in no time. But sure enough, I went back to work, and it almost feel like the growth on my account went hand in hand with my relationship to work. So I went back to work and my growth stopped. Like, I had this huge dead zone period where every time I gained a follower, I also lost a follower, and that is super weird, super crazy, but it basically was when I went back to work, for some reason, me still being me, my content wasn't going as far. So I don't know if it was like all subconscious or coincidence or what it was, but basically I took a look back and reflected on my Instagram and reflected on how I'm gonna make this my career, and I decided that I'm not gonna grow unless I'm gonna give this my all. And that is when I gave myself this challenge that, hey, in 30 days I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna do this full time. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm basically gonna do whatever it takes to make this my career. So basically, even if this isn't making as much money as my job is making me, I'm going to still make things work. And I'm in a really lucky situation right now where I'm actually renting from Dale's family. So my rent is about half the cost that it normally would be if we had our own apartment. And so it really just felt like this is now or never. I'm never gonna be in the situation where my bills are currently as low as they are, and I'm never gonna feel comfortable quitting my job until I just do it and I quit my job. So it honestly was very spur of the moment. It took a few days of pondering this in my head as to whether or not I was gonna do it, basically looking at the pros and the cons. It really came down to me having nothing to lose. I kind of had like plans and strategies in place of how I can make just enough money to make ends meet by doing what I'm doing, and that was enough motivation for me. So it's kind of crazy because I usually tell everybody everything in my life. So I didn't tell a single soul, not anybody in my family, not even Dale, my long-term boyfriend, what my plan is. I just knew in my head, this is my plan, and I'm going to post on TikTok to tell all my followers, maybe attract new followers, and just put it out there that this is my plan to quit in 30 days. I started to get a little bit shy because since I always tell, you know, everybody everything and all my plans, I was like, oh my gosh, like I still kind of want one person's opinion on this. So I reached out to my friend Ivana and I told her like what I was planning, what I was gonna do, and it was honestly amazing how supportive she was. She was totally good with this journey. Basically, like, she knew if I felt it inside that this was the right thing to do, then it was the right thing to do. Only kind of like advice she had to offer me was probably to tell my boyfriend what I'm doing, because if I need help financially, he's gonna be the one I would have to turn to if things don't end up working out. So that's what I did. I texted Dale that I was planning on quitting Dairy Queen and that I have some plans in the following month. So he ended up being totally cool with it, and here we are. So since I knew I had the support of my best friend and my boyfriend, I just made the TikTok basically saying like, hey, I'm quitting my job in 30 days. I'm gonna be pursuing my dreams full-time for content creation and influencing. And that was a way that I kind of like marked my territory and marked my goals, and I put it out there that there was no turning back after I put that video up, because I wouldn't want to turn my back on something that I said I was going to do. So that's when it became totally real that I was doing this, and then I just kind of kept working toward my goals. And it's kind of funny because my boss totally guessed that I was going to be quitting the day that I asked him if I could talk to him. He basically was like, are you at the door? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, when? And I was like, here's my letter to you. Yeah, so I got that big part out of the way, and fast forward to now, I currently have 3 more shifts left at Dairy Queen, and then I'm fully full-time. And I know that I should be really scared, but it honestly just feels like everything is lining up completely how I want it to be. Seeing repeated angel numbers, there's all these sweet messages that you guys have been sending me on Instagram, to literally all of the support from everybody I know. I am literally just so excited for this full new chapter in my life, and I'm so excited for you guys to follow along with my journey. It's definitely a little bit hard to cover every single topic with this new journey, and I know it's kind of been 2 years in the making to finally become a full-time content creator, but I want to know what questions you guys have, and I'm going to be answering them all for a future YouTube video. So I've already added on my Instagram stories a little box where you can put all of your influencer, content creator questions in there, and then I'm going to be answering them on a YouTube video. And I want to post a whole bunch of helpful YouTube videos for you guys to also use as a resource on how to get content, how to work with brands, and also stick to my regular YouTube content for vlogs and fashion related videos. But yeah, I'm just super excited to be on this journey and to be on this journey with all of you. You guys are so amazing, and I can't wait. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I wouldn't want you to miss any fun, exciting updates, and I'll see you guys in the next video.